Okay, so we're gonna shoot some rockets today. Let me show you what I got going. So I've got this guy on the launch pad. These are all Estes rockets. I've got my GoPro there. It's gonna be shooting the 240 frame slow motion. And then I've got my launcher over there at a comfortable distance away. I've got 3 other rockets that are all prepped to launch here. We've got this guy. These are all C65 motors. And this one is designed for D&E larger scale motors. So if you see the blue, that is some 3D printed adapters that let me run a C65. So that one thrust to weight ratio is kind of pushing a little bit. I think I weighted it 155 grams, and with my calculations it should get 600 or so grams of thrust, so that will be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Let me get my GoPro going, and I'm planning to just kind of do this live, so let's do it. Let's see, that one's recording. Okay, let's get at a safe distance here, and I'm gonna launch one. And I do have it aiming into the wind a bit so that my recovery zone hopefully lands close to me. And there she goes. And pop the chute, and it should be coming back to us. It's looking pretty good so far. I think it's heading over this way. My plan will be to kind of have an idea where these land, and then go ahead and launch another one without going to recover it. Obviously recovering it would take a really long time. So there it is. It's coming down in the field. I think it's going to come down pretty close to the road here. Pretty close to the road. Yeah, I was scared off some birds over there. Not too bad over there by those bushes. Okay, let's go for number 2. I'm going to launch the 3 that have been launched with C65 before, and then we'll finally go with that big experimental. Let me get this on here. Launch lugs in, and we'll tie on to our igniter for safety. Let's make sure our key's out. Key is out. I don't want that sort of live stream video, but we may be heading for an imminent failure with this experimental one in a minute. So let's get back out here. All right, let's take a look. Okay, we should be ready to go. We're still rolling on the GoPro. And we'll try this one. So these C65 motors apparently produce 6 newtons. There we go. We'll launch right into the sun today. And pop chute. There we go. It's looking pretty good. See the recovery wadding above, and the rocket below. There we go. I think I see it. We've got it basically landing in the same spot there. Should be about the same spot. Yeah, almost exactly the same recovery zone there over there. Very good. So, because those are going that way, let me shift. I'm gonna shift. I've already got it angled, but I'm gonna just shift it just a hair to the right. That seems to be what the wind conditions are doing. All right, now we're gonna do this green one. This was originally a multi-stage rocket, and I think maybe on the very first launch we never could recover the first stage. So this is really, I'm gonna use the second stage as my full rocket. So And I hear sirens off in the distance. Sounds like a fire truck. That's not me. Because I found a nice empty field to do this at. Here we go. Look at that wind is picking up. Wind is picking up a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, mistake number one, left the key in there. That's too bad, but it doesn't arm at all until I push down. You can see the light light up. It actually lights up when I push down. I'll always say that. If this does not launch, we may know why. Okay, pushing the button. Maybe it fell off. See, my connector fell off. Try that again. This time I did remove the key. Okay, let's try this again. And even when I put the key in, you can see the light bulb doesn't light until I push the button. When I push the button, the light bulb lights up, which means it's armed. So, arm and parachute. Yeah, that's going to end up a little further. Well, that may just be recovery wadding, actually. No, that's a parachute. And boy, it's going far away. Let's see where that one's going to go. That's going to end up in the neighborhood too. It's not hitting the power lines. It's way out there. That wind is going to push it about a half a mile or a mile. That's a long ways off. And maybe gone forever. Okay. Well, let's see. Let me memorize which way it's going here. It's coming down. Huh. It's really floating down slowly. Maybe that was the recovery wadding and I had a full failure. Oh well, let's try the experimental here. Okay, so this one also has a C65 motor. This is called the Honest John. It is designed for large C and D engines, D and E engines. But it has a C with an adapter, C65 with an adapter, so we'll see how she does. And it's not sitting right on the head. Let me get one more thing out of my, this is an old helicopter box that I use for my gear. Again, this is one of the other adapters for the base plate, and if I put that backwards on there, then that can kind of catch the edge of the rocket. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's get that on there. I think that'll catch it better. Well, totally lied. Doesn't catch it at all, but I got one more. Let's have it rest on one more on the launch pad. That is sometimes a spent rocket motor is the right way to do that. So let's just sit it up on top of this. go very high because, again, it's a DE style rocket with a C65 motor. But let's see what happens. Almost horizontal, and pop the chute. Not good. Not good. No chute top on that one. Let's go check it out. See what we got. I think it's part of that tumbleweed out there. This will be an interesting thing to see. It won't be good. It did not pop the chute before it hit the ground, I don't think. So let's go out here. This is one of the harder parts of rocketry, is to go find these guys. But I usually have some of my nieces and nephews. I used to have my nieces and nephews. Sometimes my daughters as my range crew. But here we go. Finding the rocket. Not exactly supposed to go almost horizontal on the initial. Let's see. Get there. Should be getting pretty close. Oh, I think I see it. I think I see part of it. Right there. The nose cone is out. It may have popped chute right before impact. It's relatively okay. Relatively okay. That's amazing. So the nose cone may have made impact. The rest of the rocket seems okay. The engine's still in place. That parachute obviously didn't do a heck of a lot. The recovery wadding did its job. So you can see that recovery wadding is kind of an interesting opportunity to see this. Usually this part flies away. So. Okay, let's head back. Very interesting. I'm going to fast forward to the collection of the other rockets.